guests and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to your Hometown Health Show, brought to you by Triology Home Healthcare, the industry leader with over 30 years of experience in providing home healthcare services such as skilled nursing, physical and occupational therapy, home health aides, and other specialized care to your homes throughout the state. Please tune in every other week as we bring you a range of good information from specialists in the field to help make you more informed and living healthy.
Hello and good evening. Welcome to your Hometown Health Show. I'm Yolanda Santana, your host for the evening. I am also owner of All Bits Tech. And tonight we have a very special guest. We have Rocco Giuliano and Miriam Perez from Grand Villa of Deerfield Beach. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And of course, Triology is our sponsor. We have Stephanie Houston from Triology. Welcome.
Thank you.
So we're going to talk a little bit about what they do for all our listeners and viewers. We are now on 95.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and 1470 AM, as well as WNN. You can download the app from the App Store, WNN. And if you have any questions, you can call us at 1-888-565-1470. So, Stephanie, would you let our listeners and viewers know a little bit about Triology and why we do what we do?
Sure. So Triology Home Healthcare is a Medicare certified agency. We provide services such as nursing, psych nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, respiratory, medical social worker, and it's paid for through Medicare, and we cover almost the entire state of Florida.
Great. And again, Rocco, Miriam, welcome again. If you could tell us a little bit about what you do in your role at Grand Villa.
Sure. So, as you already stated, I'm Rocco Giuliano. I'm the executive director with Grand Villa, Deerfield Beach. My role as executive director is kind of, in a sense, the buck stops with me. I don't know if kind of, in a sense. I guess it does. So, but so I have 12 managers, anybody from Miriam, our resident care manager, who oversees all of assisted living and nursing and care services, to we have a housekeeping supervisor, we have activities director, we have lots of business office coordinator, so lots of departments that really help run the place, and about 90 staff. So we have approximately 150 residents at our community. Yeah.
And so how did you get involved?
Sure, yeah. Little story, little background. So originally I'm from upstate New York, grew up in upstate New York, and I like to add this in there. Don't worry, I won't be long-winded. Us Italians, we have a tendency to be long-winded, talk with our hands, but I'll keep it short and sweet. So,
as long as it's a good story.
It's a good story.
Exactly.
And I can cook for you when I'm done, too.
There you go.
Stereotype myself. So grew up in upstate New York to Italian immigrant parents. I always use that as a starting point when I talk about my journey into senior living. Lived in Michigan for the last 10 years. I moved down to Florida approximately about a year ago. And my kids are grown, and it was most of my family lives down here. So a big precipitator, what brought me to Florida, was my mother. So my mother's 79, needs some help, and I'm the youngest of four. I guess I drew the straw. Was it the short straw, the long straw?
Yeah, sure, the short
straw. Yeah, youngest of four. Rocco will take care of Mom. No, she's doing great. She's for the most part independent, but she moves around a little slower and needs a little help. So my point in saying that is that I put my money where my mouth is. I've been in this business for 10 years, and it was time to, really make it personal. So luckily, she still lives on her own, but I give her a hand every weekend, and when I travel up about 2 hours north to spend the weekend and help her out. So all that said is that, really ultimately, this business is really, it's personal to me. It's not just a job. So moved to Florida and started with Grand Villa about 6 months ago, and never going to look back. Great company. Very, very impressed with their ethic, with their just their whole how they run senior living. So yeah.
Wow, that sounds great.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Miriam?
Well, I started nursing back in 2012. Again, it was a personal experience for me to get into nursing. Did it to take care of my mom. Unfortunately, not to make this all a sad story, but she passed away, and I just continued. I said, you know what? I was able to help her for whatever time it was, and now I've had that passion to help other people. I've been doing it. I've done some hospice. I've done home health. And when I fell into assisted living, it was just kind of like an opportunity. Again, I never looked back. I came into the director of nursing position in Granville. It's called the resident care manager position. And again, it's just, they say nursing is a work of heart. It's just a cliche saying, but it really is. That's what it is. That's what I do. Sometimes, you need that nurse, that caring portion of it. And that's what we do at Granville. We're just a big family. And I've been there for 1.5 years. Going to be 2 years in July. And love my residents, love my staff, and here I am.
Wonderful. Well, we're so happy to have you here on the show.
Okay.
And I'm sure Granville is happy to have you both.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
So is Trilogy.
Yeah. So your community offers assisted living and memory care. Would you please share with our listeners when you would place a loved one in that level of care?
Sure. It's interesting. Miriam talked about she's worked in some different facets of senior living. I used to work in skilled nursing. I always like to differentiate the difference. So when I sit down with a family member, excuse me, a potential family, we're doing a tour, conducting a tour, communicating our community and what we do with the family members and the potential residents. I like to kind of talk to them about the spectrum of care, and so I always say there's independent living on one side and then there's skilled nursing rehab on the other, nursing homes, right? So everybody seems to lump us all together in the same sentence, right? And so so you got the two ends of the spectrum, from the lowest needs, lowest acuity on the independent living to the highest needs, 24/7 skilled nursing care, which they do, you can do tube feeding and the nurses 24/7, certified nurse aides are constantly in and out of the rooms. Well, somewhere in the middle there, assisted living cropped up, about 40 years ago, we'll say, and it was to bridge that gap of need, So we have folks that have what we call them activities of daily living, ADLs, and everybody probably has heard that term, right? So there's a few different ADLs. So if anybody qualifies, there's state regulations. A person has to qualify for at least one of those ADLs to be qualified for assisted living. So, we do that. We find out if they're qualified by an assessment, and that's where Miriam, our resident care manager, comes in. A family member will come in. They'll say, hey, my mom is in need of some kind of care. Can you assess her? And Miriam sees if they're appropriate for assisted living, and we know if there's a higher level of care they need, we'll say, we're not the right fit. Assisted living in general is not the right fit, so we have memory care as well, and so those are folks that are typically we talk about some of the differentiating factors. If folks are cognitively if they're high acuity that way, so they may be elopement risks, they may be physically physically
very capable.
Thank you. Yeah. And they could be walking without a walker or wheelchair, but cognitively they have dementia or Alzheimer's, so they may be ready to wander off, out of the building. So our memory cares are closed areas, safe areas for them to be able to wander and move around freely within a controlled environment. So we have both,
That's important, the safety.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Miriam, would you please tell us what respite care is and when someone would use that level of care?
So respite care is a short-term stay that we do offer. Typically, it could be a few weeks, it could be a month or two, and it's when you're at home, you have a full-time caregiver, maybe your family member who's taking care of you full-time. Maybe they need a vacation, a break, and not a break from you, but just from the caregiving portion of it. That's where we come in, because that's what we do for a living, is take care of people. So, obviously, we give that opportunity. Hey, we need to go away for a week and just kind of take a breather. Again, I was a caregiver for my mom, and, I know how it is to kind of say, this is what I'm doing 24/7, is taking care of this person, their physical needs, their emotional needs, their mental needs. And now I need a time to just kind of take a breather. So they, we've had many, respite stays where they'll come in, stay a week or two. Now their family comes back from their vacation. Maybe they had some business to go on, whatever it may be. And we take care of all their needs. So we do an assessment also. We come up with an individualized care plan just as any of our other residents. And we take care of them for that period of time. And it always works out well when, the family comes back and they just have a smile and like, thank you for taking such good care of my family member. So that's what we do with respite care. It's just a short-term stay.
It's a great way to try it out, too. If somebody's nervous about assisted
Yes,
living,
Yeah.
it's a great way to try it out for a few weeks maybe
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
see how they like it, see if it's a good fit.
And we have several of our residents, our current residents, that started off as respite stays, and it just ended up being a situation where it was like, what, mom and dad, you've got socialization here, you've got different things that I don't have at home, and it might be a better situation for them to be here. And we do have a lot of residents now that was their situation. So
I had a thought on that, if I could add to it.
Please
part
do.
of that. Yeah. So, and you hit it on the head, Stephanie. Right. It's practically speaking, it ends up being a transition for folks that are scared. And one thing too, I guess, probably a lot of the listeners out there that are like, they're figuring this one out. When I started this, when you asked me the first question, tell me about yourself, and I say I'm Italian. I bring that up because it's such a, I always say my people, Italians, we're so proud people, right? And my mom, my father, he never would have wanted to be in an assisted living nursing home. Forget the nursing home thing, and my mom to this day, she's still, she's got, my mom, well, I shouldn't send this to my mother, when it's all done. But she always says, I don't want to go to one of those places, but she's starting to come around because she knows this is what I do for a living. I tell them about what we do, what our, day-to-day activities that we do, She's a quiet lady. She can kind of, be in her room if she wants to be. She can hang out with just a few friends. But the point is that it is a great transition for folks that are scared. That are like, is mom or dad going to like this kind of environment? There's a lot of freedom in assisted livings, so it's a good opportunity, to check it out. Yeah.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
On that note, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to your Hometown Health Show. Stay tuned.
Triology was established in 2016 by industry experts with over 30 years in home health care operations spanning 30-plus counties throughout the state of Florida. With offices in Jacksonville, Port St. Lucie, West Palm Beach, we strive to provide the most optimal care to our patients in a fun, forward-thinking environment. Our focus is on personal relationships, whether with an employee, a patient, or an outside community. Because we know that when people enjoy what they do, it becomes why they do it. Call Triology today at 954-689-6660 and ask for more information. In addition to offering the standard mix of services, SN, PT, OT, speech, MSW, and HHA, we also take great pride in being on the cutting edge and offering care and education to our licensed clinicians in other areas most agencies likely don't offer. Emotional and behavioral health with our psych nursing, biofeedback for bladder incontinence and pelvic pain, chemotherapy, IV hydration, antibiotic and respiratory therapy. Call today at 954-689-6660. Triology Home Care. You have been listening to the Triology Home Health Show, and if you wish to be a guest on our show, please call us at 561-670-9213 and let us share your knowledge and information with our listeners. Triology Home Health Care Show enjoys serving the community and bringing doctors and facilities of interest to help educate and inform the community. Please call us at 561-670-9213 and let us put you on the airwaves with the Triology Home Health Show.
Welcome back. You're listening and watching your Hometown Health Show, and I'm Yolanda Santana, the host of the show. Again, we have as our special guests Rocco Giuliano and Miriam Perez, from Grand Villa of Deerfield Beach. Welcome again. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thank you.
And we were just talking about Rocco's mother. What's her name?
Her name's Carol.
Want to say hi to Carol.
Mom, how are you? I try to be nice when I talked about you. I'll make you proud.
That's so sweet. All right. So if you could tell listeners some of the activities and events provided to the residents of Grand Villa, please.
So at Grand Villa, we have lots of activities, indoor, outdoor, trips, different events. We actually have
They love bingo.
They love, bingo, yes.
Everybody loves bingo.
Everybody, and again, there's so many options. Residents will take their calendar and see,
Yeah.
they can plan their whole month out. That's something that the elderly do. They want to plan everything, and we're there to help them in all of those aspects. So whether it's bingo or penny coquino or trivia, just to get your mind going. There's chair exercises. I think we have some yoga. And so there's a lot of different things that we do. And again, those are indoor things. We'll do a barbecue. We do, I know that's part of our dietary, but they love the barbecue. We'll take the grill outside and just have that, barbecue smell throughout the building.
This is great. Coming from up north, we can do barbecue all year down here. Up north, it's like you got 3 months where you can do a barbecue. So this is great. Yeah.
So
lots of music. We have lots of
entertainment. The residents have, their favorites. They look so forward to it. They're like, hold my shower tonight.
I know.
I'm here. Yeah, they do.
That's
They're
true.
like, hold my shower. I gotta go down and listen to such and such person. So a lot of entertainment.
We have a fun trip planned at the end of the month. Some guys are going to the Miami Heat basketball game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Miami Heat, I think New York Nets.
Very
so
cool.
fun, opportunities that way.
Can I be a chaperone for that?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And some ladies are going. I think there's some,
Yes,
a couple of staff are going too.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And then, big holiday parties. Can't forget those.
Yeah.
We have nice big holiday parties.
lots of
Families love
those.
those. Lots
Yeah.
of food.
Yeah.
We're very food-centered
We like
community.
food. We do like food. Yeah.
And even in
Sounds-
the memory care area, they have their own activities as well, and they do
Yeah.
a lot of really fun things. I've done lots
Yes.
of activities
Yeah.
with the residents there, and I have a lot of fun with them.
We always appreciate you coming.
Yeah, thank you.
And joining in with the residents.
Thanks,
Yeah.
they're fun.
And they all love you.
Thank you. It's fun to be around them.
Sounds sweet. Okay. Sounds like I would love to join.
That's fun.
When can I move in? So who pays for all these services? I mean, is it insurance, long-term care?
Yeah, I mean, we'll both join in on that, but assisted living, again, some of the differentiating factors between your skilled nursing and your assisted livings is, most of assisted living is primarily private pay. Because of that, we keep our costs down. Not to play all the comparison game and talk about it, but we're priced well. We're somewhere in that fair range for folks, and we realize that it's expensive in life to prepare and to pay for your loved one's care. So private pay is a big part of it. We do accept the Medicaid waiver program. So again, understanding the needs of the community, financial needs, some other options too.
Yep. So the Medicaid waiver, which is a big one. A lot of communities don't take that; they don't accept it.
Right.
It's a lot of extra work involved. But we are committed to reaching out to the population that may not be able to afford assisted living unless they have that option. And I think so. That's a big part of that. Long-term care policies. I don't think there's those long-term care policies. So we do help with those things. There's monthly things that need to happen in order to continue getting putting those claims in. So we have a great staff, great business office manager who helps the families with those type of things. Private care.
Veterans
Veterans.
benefits.
VA veterans benefits. You're right.
VA benefits, and again, we like to put people in touch with each other and connections. Some people come and say, "Hey, my dad's a vet. We don't have any benefits. Hey, let's help you. Let's put you in contact with maybe a social worker or somebody who is the professional, the experts in that field of getting those benefits, so that they can definitely take advantage of whatever benefits they have." So yeah, VA definitely. a big
When
one.
someone comes to our community, just for whatever it's worth, they meet with our, the general term is marketer, we call them leasing coordinators. So they're trained and they have some extra knowledge on this, the Medicaid waiver program and VA benefits, and then they can help families, get in contact with some experts in the area of that too, so we can kind of partner with other folks to make the the financial end of it,
That definitely helps.
happen. Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
Sure.
So tell me, what else sets Grand Villa apart from other communities?
Yeah. Thought about this, and there's a few areas. I think Miriam just mentioned it. Starting off, with the Medicaid waiver. I think that's one of our. There's not a lot of assisted livings that accept that. Miriam said there's work involved in that. But again, we are cognizant of the financial needs in our community. Really, is what it comes down to. It's we never want to see money being the reason why somebody doesn't bring a loved one to get great care. Because guess what? It's above and beyond sometimes the children's scope of care and understanding and expertise, right? So that's why we exist, right? So that's the one. I think number two, we have a large male population in our community, and I say that I think that's kind of a big deal. My running joke is, I'm outnumbered here. You ladies outlive us men. That's a no-brainer. It's statistics, So to see a large male population in there, we have folks that are, from their 50s all the way up. What's the oldest?
101.
101.
We have a few of them that are 101.
So, but such a neat population of men, Korean War vets, Vietnam vets, all hanging out together, laughing, joking. When I first interviewed with this company, and I was in that, when I was in the area, the lobby area, a couple guys called me over, asked me who I was, and they were joking. They're from Jersey, they're from New York. It was fun. We just had a bantered back and forth. So it's just a neat connection there. The last thing, and I'll make this as short as I can, but it's the most important, is our motto. It's on our cards, and it's on our website, is looks like home, feels like family. And that's our heart, right? So, and I think listening to Miriam's story about her mom and what brought you into senior living, and a lot of my, personal feelings towards this business, with my family and my mother, and we have a staff full of people that just love people, that love seniors. And, everybody can say, we really care about people, we care about seniors, but I have a practical illustration, and it was just today. And I know sometimes people like to say, oh, just today I was talking to somebody, literally, just today.
It's true, I can back the story up.
We were conducting a tour, showing a family around, and they're going to be moving their mother in within the month. The thing she said to us, and I almost brought tears to my eyes, is she said, there's a lot of shiny new pennies out there. There's a lot of new assisted livings, being built, and they're pretty, and they're, our building I think was built in the 80s, and we've remodeled it. We bought it 4 years ago, did a whole remodel, and we're continuing to do a few more things, remodel all the rooms, put a new floor in, you name it, new carpet. What she said, she goes, when I walked in here, and now I'm talking with you all in the room, she says, I really do feel like I'm hanging out with my family. And she said that some places are cold, and she experienced a coldness in other places. She goes, I feel warm. I feel like I can bring my mom here, and you're going to take care of her. I said, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're trying to achieve. To me, that's really the biggest. It's the biggest differentiating factor with
I like
what
that.
we do.
Absolutely.
Looks like home, feels like family.
Yeah.
And to kind of piggyback off that really quick, one of the stories, when he came in to interview, I'm always up and down, and I saw this strange guy in a jacket, like, who is he? What is he doing here? Why is he talking to my residents? Is he like a salesperson? He's trying to sell them insurance? And, that's just the whole idea behind us. We're like,
Very
I need to take care
protective.
She's
of.
very
I need to take
protective.
care of my
Right.
residents. Like, what's going on?
Love it.
So that definitely is just a natural feeling. Like, who is this? What's going on?
Yeah.
And we're all of the staff are in tune like that to just
Yeah.
kind of say, what is going on with my family? And that's what really it is.
Got their back.
Big-
Got their
Yep.
back. Yeah.
So we're running short on
Yeah.
time. So if you
yes.
could please tell our listeners and viewers how they can get a hold of you.
Sure. Oh, they can get a hold of
Please,
us.
yes.
Address, phone number, yeah.
Everything?
You bet. So we are located at 1050 Southwest 24th Street in Deerfield Beach. We're right close to the highway, 10th Street. So yeah, we're right nearby. Phone number is 954
360-7667.
Thank you.
It's right up there. It's perfect.
Oh, good. It's right there.
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
954.
And your website?
Yeah, there's our website right
Grand
there.
Villa, Deerfield Beach.
www.grandvilladeerfieldbeach.com.
All right.
You can find us on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter.
I know there's a lot of places
Google
to
us,
find us.
Grand Villa Deerfield Beach.
And lastly, are there any events, any special events going on that you want to let people know about?
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we're of course any holidays that are coming up. We got St. Patty's Day coming up too, so of
fun
course, yeah. So we're always doing fun stuff for the holidays and basketball game at the end of the month. Yeah, going to the Heat.
All right. Well, thank you again so much.
Thank you.
It's been a real big pleasure. Thank you, Stephanie, for joining us.
Thanks for
being
having
part
us.
of Trilogy
Yeah.
Thank you.
and sponsoring the show.
Sure.
Again, you've been listening to your Hometown Health Show. This was Rocco Giuliano and Miriam Perez of Grand Villa in Deerfield Beach. Have a great night.
Trilogy Home Healthcare invites you to call our offices before making a decision about your home health and rehabilitative care. Different from other agencies, Trilogy offers specialized service that other agencies don't, providing exceptional care. That's who we are and what we do. Call us at 866-599-4959 or go to trilogyhomehealthcare.com. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Does your business Moby Pop?